अस्सलामुअलैकुम। मेरा नाम साज अली, मैं ओश इंटरनेशनल मेडिकल यूनिवर्सिटी का फर्स्ट ईयर का स्टूडेंट हूँ। आज हम जिस टॉपिक पे बात करने जा रहे हैं उस टॉपिक का नाम है सिंगुलेट गाइरस। सिंगुलेट गाइरस इज ए और शेप्ड convolution. It is present above the corpus callosum. Corpus callosum को ऊपर होता है, ठीक है ना। क्या नाम लेते हैं इसके? दो पार्ट्स होते हैं, फ्रंट और पोस्टीरियर। इंटीरियर फ्रंटल में इसको इंटीरियर सिंगुलेट गाइरस और पिछले को पोस्टीरियर सिंगुलेट गाइरस। गाइरस की जगह कॉर्टेक्स भी कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। इसके अलावा इसका मेन काम होता है कि क्या नाम लेते हैं, इसका मेन काम होता है हमारी इमोशंस और बिहेवियर को रेगुलेट करना, मतलब उसमें ये हमारे इन्वॉल्व होता है इमोशंस में और बिहेवियर में। अगर इसके कनेक्शंस की बात की जाए तो इसके कनेक्शंस बाइलेटरल होते हैं। किस किस के साथ होते हैं? फ्रंटल, टेम्पोरल, ऑसिपिटल। फ्रंटल, टेम्पोरल और ऑसिपिटल पार्ट, फ्रंटल, टेम्पोरल और ऑसिपिटल कॉर्टेक्स ऑफ द बोथ हेमिस्फीयर ऑफ द ह्यूमन ब्रेन। इसका इनके साथ बाइलेटरल कनेक्शन होता है।
Assalamualaikum, my name is Abdul-Rahman and I am a first year medical student in OSH. So today we talk about some important structures found in the cerebral hemisphere. So the one is the connection between the left and right cerebral hemisphere is the corpus callosum. It is a structure which connects the left and right cerebral hemisphere. And the parts of corpus callosum, there are basically four parts: rostrum, anterior turn, which is called anterior genome, body, and the posterior end, which is called splenium. So the structure planned above and below the corpus callosum, we know that the structure above the corpus callosum there is a cingulate gyrus and cingulate sulci, and below the corpus callosum there is the fornix, septum parasudium, and the two thalami. And if we talk about the septum parasudium, so the word septum means to separate the two and things basically. And in the temporal lobe, we discuss about the lateral sulcus, are also called the sulcus of Salvius, which is responsible to separate the frontal and parietal lobe from temporal lobe. In the same thing, the septum pellucidum is responsible to separate the anterior horn of the left and right lateral ventricles from each other. And the other structure is called fornix, and the fornix is responsible for the Papill's circuit, and which is an important part of the limbic system. Basically, fornix start from amygdala body, and subiculum is a part of amygdala body. From there, the fornix originated, and the way there is the alveus, fimbriae, colons, body. These are part of the fornix, and the fornix is start from amygdala body to the mammillary body of the hypothalamus. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Mansoor and I am the first year student of Osh International Medical University. Today I am going to explain about the olfactory nerve, receptors, neurons, and renal area. In first neuron, there are 16 to 20 million cells in man are bipolar neurons. They are located in the olfactory part of the nasal mucosa, also serve as the first neuron and receptors in the olfactory pathway. The olfactory nerves are about 20 in number, which represent the central processes of the olfactory cells. Second neuron, the mitral and the ducted cells form the gaze of the fibers which form the olfactory tract and reach the primary olfactory areas. In third neuron is located in the primary olfactory cortex, which also forms the anterior perforated substance and several small masses of gray matter around it. In fourth neuron, fibers from the primary olfactory cortex will go to the secondary olfactory cortex, which is also known as the entorhinal area and is located in the incus and the anterior part of the parahippocampal gyrus. Smell is perceived in both the primary and the secondary olfactory areas. Some impulses travel from incus via medial forebrain bundle and reticular formation to the dorsal nucleus of vagus.
My name is Mohammad Usman Ali. I am the first year MBA student of Osh International Medical University. Today I am going to explain a little bit about all the functions of limbic system. Function limbic system are 5F: attention, motivation, emotion, smell, behavior, olfaction, and circadian rhythms. 5F, fight, feelings, fight, feelings, running from awkward situation. Yeah, all the functions of limbic system are regulates autonomic nervous system and endocrine nervous system. There are some pathologies. If their bilateral hippocampus is damaged, or we can say both hemispheres are damaged, then there will be anterograde amnesia. In this disease, the patient have his previous memory intact and can't have new memory. Because hippocampal function of the hippocampus is to conversion of recent memory into long-term memory.
Rahim. My name is Fahd Ahmad, and today's my fourth lecture, which is on the layers of cerebral cortex. So there are 6 layers of cerebral cortex. We have to discuss each and every one in detail. So the names of these 6 layers are: the first layer is multiform layer or plexiform layer, internal granular layer, external pyramidal layer, internal granular layer, external pyramidal layer, and the 6th one is multiform layer. The pyramidal layer, if it is either external or internal, they must have the motility cells. So we have to explain about each and every layer. The molecular layer, which is the first layer, having horizontal cells called Chacal cells. The external granular layer have the stellate cells. The external pyramidal layer, which is the third layer, have pyramidal cells or bed cells, have the motility cells, stellate cells, and basket cells. The fourth layer, which is the internal granular layer, have the outer layer of bilarger cells, and the fifth layer, which is internal pyramidal layer, have the cells of internal layer of bilarger cells, and also the cells of the pyramidal cells and motility cells. After that, we have the 6th layer of cerebral cortex. The 6th layer means the last layer of cerebral cortex, then merges with the white.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Said, and I am student of Ocean International Medical University. Today I am going to talk about Kluver-Bucy syndrome. It is due to bilateral damage of amygdala and hippocampus. Patient with Kluver-Bucy syndrome have placidity. It means they have no aggression, no emotion, and psychic blindness, increase in orality. They eat everything which they found in front. Integrate amnesia and hypermetamorphosis and hypersexuality.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today I am talking about the limbic system, the collection of all the structures which are involved in emotions and memories, like hippocampus, hypothalamus, thalamus, amygdala. These structures are collectively called the limbic system. There are the few functions which are important for the limbic system, like feeding, feelings, fight, sex, motivations, emotions, behavior, and also attentions, olfactions, the sensation of smell, and also it helps in the regulation of autonomic nervous system and endocrine system. There is a circuit which are called a closed circuit which work in the limbic system, which is the closed circuit starts from the hippocampus. In hippocampus there are the axons of multipolar neurons which are called the pyramidal cells. So the axons of the pyramidal cells will go on from the hippocampus and will make the alveus. From the alveus, the fibers will go to the fimbria, which is connected with the fornix. The fibers will go from the fornix, which is connected to the mammillary body. From the mammillary body, the fibers as output will go to the two sides. That first output fibers will go to the tegmentum of midbrain mesencephalon, and the second one is go to the thalamus. From directly, which is directly with go to the thalamus. From the thalamus, the fibers via interior limb of internal capsule. The fibers will go to the interior cingulate gyrus. The interior cingulate gyrus, there is a process called cingulum. Via the process called cingulum, the fibers will go to the entorhinal cortex, which is also called the emotional cortex, because this cortex is related to our emotions. And from the cortex, the fibers go to the hippocampus via pathway called perforant. Perforant pathway, from perforant pathway, the fibers will go again to the hippocampus. This is called the closed circuit, which starts from the hippocampus and go on and until end on the hippocampus. There are the two main things about the closed circuit, which the first one is stria terminalis and the second one is stria modularis. Stria terminalis, it starts from the posterior side of the amygdala. From the posterior sides of amygdala, the fibers will go upward and make the connection with the two things. That one, make the connection with the septal nuclei and also make the connection with the hypothalamus. This connection is called stria terminalis, and we have another connection from the hypothalamus, from the thalamus, from the septal nuclei, from the hippocampus, which connection makes to the habenular nuclei, and the connection another connection is called the stria modularis. Stria modularis, which is present in the medial side of the thalamus. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So today our topic is about schizophrenia is a severe psychotraumatic illness associated with an elevated risk for developing Alzheimer's disease. Studies showed that many people with meningiomas do have some decrease in some areas of brain function. Most people with Down syndrome have these pellicles along with other protein deposits called tutangle, which is a problem with how brain cells function and increase the risk of developing Alzheimer's symptoms.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Saudamir. I am first year medical student studying in OIST International Medical University. Today my topic is limbic system. Limbic system is a part of brain involved in the behavioral and emotional responses. Especially when it comes to the behavior we need to survival, feeding, reproduction and caring of our offspring, and it regulates by the autonomic nervous system, and it's also known as fight or flight response. Thank you.